Back to the Crypto Hulk Show. Got a good one lined up today. A lot of institutional adoption happening. You know, I'll tell you what, when I first found out about crypto, I knew immediately this was all being set up. I didn't look at anything. I always looked below the surface because I knew all this stuff was fake. After working in law enforcement most of my career, I worked with criminals and all these people in the government. And a lot of these people start these crypto companies, and all this stuff with crypto is all sneaky and shadowy, and people are hiding and all. That's obvious. So I know where this ends up, a slave system. I've said that from day one. But Crypto Hulk, why are you investing in if we're going to all become slaves? Because I'm going to get some money out of this bitch before they make me a slave. I mean, that's how I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to get a whole bunch of money. I'm trying to get the money. And have some good times. Remember, the 7 fat cows, and then you'll have 7 lean cows. Okay, that's where this ends up. And those people know what I'm talking about. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Because if not, you need to do more studying. But right now, I'm waiting to get to 7 fat years. Because then once we got this going, there's going to be 7 lean years. And I have a feeling that's never going to end. See, the whole goal is total world domination, total enslavement of everybody on this planet to dehumanize what this whole planet was designed originally for. It's to try to just destroy the true joy that could be. So what I'm going to be doing here is helping you navigate to getting this crypto into being rich, enjoy life, because eventually they're going to come and try to take it all. Okay? They're going to find ways to take it all. So it's inevitable. And people are naturally evil. And that's where this ends up. So you get a lot of people. Remember, like I used to tell a story of Pinocchio and that other kid befriended the one kid tried to pretend to be Pinocchio's friend and took him to Treasure Island, and Pinocchio, I think, started turning into a donkey or some shit like that. I can't quite remember. It's been a while since I've watched cartoons, but the story is it starts off all good, and they're shooting pool and smoking cigars, and they're probably drinking and carrying on with other stuff as well. But eventually, how it always goes down with vices, things that are vices. A vice is something that can cause you a problem. Gambling, drinking, drug use. Starts off all good in the beginning. Not with some people, though. They die the first time they get high or whatever it is. But starts off all good in the beginning, and that whatever it is, whatever your vice is that used to be your servant, now you become the servant. See how all this works? That's how crypto's going to go. I'm just letting you know. Crypto Hulk, how can you do all this knowing that's just how it's going to go? I'm going to get money out of this fucking thing. I missed out on Bitcoin. I'm not missing out on the rest of this fucking shit. I remember Bitcoin when it was probably, I don't know, $3,000 or something. But even still, that's way too high for me. I like stuff that's cheap with like lots of zeros in front of it. My name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor either. Roofies, says Cloud99. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't sell anything I tell you to buy. I don't know a fucking thing. I'm so high 24/7. Heroin, cocaine, hashish. Me and Cloud, what was that person's name? Whatever his name was. Cloud 66 or some shit. We get high all the time. Zoltar over here, that's my shot caller. He's fucking spun right now, so he can't really talk. His lower jaw doesn't work too good. And he's looking at me all crazy with his head tilted sideways. But he'll be okay. He always pulls through. He's just crashing right now after all that fun that we just had. I stay high 24/7, so if I call you, send you a text, anything like that, I don't even know what I'm saying, okay? Let's see, where do we want to go first? Just look, a lot of people are starting to see what I've been seeing the past 5 years. it started to be pretty clear. Like, you know what? This all looks set up. Like it was all planned. Like nobody can talk about Ripple. No one can talk. None of the news channels, none of the government. It's always Bitcoin and Ethereum, all that dumb shit, right? Crypto Hulk showed you. Nobody else showed. Who was the first one to show you about Ryan Fugger and all these things? I was showing you how Ripple came about 3 years ago in 2022. If you want to see some really, really good research, not that my research now isn't good, I uncovered all the cool stuff about Ripple 3 years ago. It was around September 2022, September, October. If you go back and watch some of the episodes then, oh my God, I was dropping the bombs left and right. I was telling you about Ryan Fugger. We got into all that. Nobody else even knew, had a clue. For years, no one even talked about that. Now all of a sudden, people started to find out, damn, that Crypto Hulk guy, 3 years ago, I was telling you about Ryan Fugger, and we were reading all about it and how he started with his little friends around the world and stuff. That was like 2004. Remember, I traced it all the way up to around 2009-ish, 10, and then, because Ryan Fugger was like self-funded. So he had tried to have his friends around. But anyhow, that's a long story. I'm not getting all that. You can watch the archives. The Crypto Hulk archives will go down in infamy. People will look back and be like, damn, in 2022, Crypto Hulk was like uncovering all this shit. I even talked about the R family and all. Man, I got a channel drop because like Crypto Hulk knows because I got you. My job is to educate you, to show you all this stuff has all been set up. Has anybody been talking about Ripple Singapore? No. When you go to these conferences, they already had this Interledger protocol, the automated market maker shit. All this shit was already done. I've shown you the evidence from 2013-14. Ripple's making it look like, oh, and today we have the automated market maker, the XLS20 or whatever the fuck. Man, that shit's been used for 10 years. That shit ain't new. All right. It's frustrating to know so much, isn't it? Because I show you, oh, this guy, I know who that one is. Who's in charge came in, re-up Hulk, LOL. Yeah, I know. We talked the other day. You're on my list there, buddy. Let me put a check mark on here. Okay. And we have the date of the 16. 16 it is. And whenever you need a question answered, anything, this group is keeping you ahead. Now, remember, you don't always have to have a membership every single month. But that is if you want to keep getting the early release information, all this kind of stuff. It's more than just that. I got people that don't necessarily pump dump. They'll buy generally everything I say. Here's what some people do with their memberships. They'll buy everything that I say, and then every end of the month or whatever, they'll call me up and maybe 2 months, and they whittle it down. Crypto Hulk, I got these 10 cryptos. I just did one last night for this guy. We had 10 cryptos. I pulled up my Crypto Hulk notes. We went back through the 10, and we weeded out which ones he wanted to keep. Like, I would tell him my honest opinion about this one and that one. I'd say, oh, that one I own. I would say that one it's a good crypto, but this one here is way better. It's stellar. So we did that for a while, and I told him, call me back in a few days. We'll do another 10. He's got like 40 or 50. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I'll go through each of the crypto really good. Oh, damn. We got another member here, folks. Steady, ready. And stuff's coming. What you want to do is you want to be prepared, okay? You want to be all ready, all set, because when let's go hits, you don't want to be like, oh, shit, let me call Crypto Hulk and try to figure this shit out. No, you need to be all ready. Have everything squared away. Understand what we know. how to buy, sell. I don't know how to buy and sell and trade, so I'm going to give you some really fucked up advice, but call me and we'll figure all shit out. I'll make it easy to understand. And then you'll be ahead, because what everybody else is going to do is they're going to wait. Then all these cryptos are going to take off like nuts. Like, I'm looking at my Hashpack wallet now. It's going up like $1,000 every day. And I'm just like, what? I don't know what people are talking about. Some of these channels like, oh, crypto's flat. No. I'm looking at my Hashpack today. I was just shocked. I think I went up $1,000 since yesterday. The value of my Hashpack wallet with all these HBAR cryptos. Oh, shit. It just went up like almost $1,000 since this morning. I'm not lying. I can't tell you how much I have, but let's say it was like $1 million. No, hold on. Let me write this dude's money in. Steady ready. I can't believe this shit's going on with his Hashpack. Steady ready. 500. September 16. Okay. If you're brand new to the Crypto Hulk, I made a donation club. What I want you to do is go to, it's best, I mean, you don't have to do this, but go to X, say, hi, Crypto Hulk. This is Steady Ready from YouTube. I made a $500 donation on September 16th at 7:10 a.m. I have given you a screenshot of my YouTube statement that nobody else can see. Don't take a screenshot of what we're looking at here. Please don't do that, because I'll say, hey, take your money back, because you can't. If you can't follow simple directions, like you can't trade. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Here's my screenshot of my YouTube account bill, and here's my phone number. I look forward to collaborating with you and speeding up my progress with crypto and being filthy, disgustingly rich. All right. Well, looky here. Micah Ward says Concordium is up 52%. Everybody, that was a crypto a couple days ago. Oh, some of you didn't make any money at all, because when the first person dumped, you're like a little bitch and you dumped right there with them and you lost all your shit. Then you want to blame Crypto Hulk because you're a dumb fuck, okay? Listen to what I'm saying on this program. If you're a member, you need to call me. Set up. I got appointments. I didn't do a PM show yesterday because I called like 15 people. So I knocked out all the questions that people had. Spent like 3 hours on the telephone calling all these people. Okay. So if you're not making money, you need to call me, because there's something wrong. You're doing something very fucked up, and we need to figure out what it is so you can get unfucked. Okay. This person right here, this crypto is like 2-3 days ago. Like, you could have literally, like a fucking chimpanzee, invested in it right now, sold it off, and you made 50% profit. Just like that. But you know what? You start thinking too much, and when you see that first person dump, you run like a little bitch, and all your money goes, bye. That's what happens. So call me up as a member, and I will show you what we're doing so that you make money. Because whatever you're doing, it ain't working. Okay? I got people that never call me once. Now, look, don't be one of these. Look, there's one of me and a whole bunch of you. All right? Think about this. If I don't get a hold of you today, you call me tomorrow. And you keep calling, or whatever it is, till you get a hold of me. That's how we do it. I'll try to get back to you. But some people call me like one time only, and then after the month, they're like, yeah, I couldn't get you to call me back. Well, how many times you call me? Once. Seriously? That's why you can't win in trades, because you're not even persistent at doing anything. But yeah, that Concordium, all this shit we talk about. Now, some of the stuff is going to be really good, okay? But yeah, okay, so let me go back to the Hashpack. I got a little discombobulated there. I looked at my wallet when I first got up. It was $1,000 higher than it was yesterday. So let's say I had $9,000 yesterday. I wake up today, look at my Hashpack wallet. Oh, it's at $11,000, let's say, right? I'm like, oh shit. And then right now, it's like almost at 12. Like, literally, I've been up an hour and a half, 2 hours. My Hashpack wallet literally almost went up $1,000. I'm like, shit. So there's a whole lot of green in my Hashpack wallet. But too bad I can't smoke it. This is the greens. This is a good kind of green that you can't smoke, okay? But I'm just looking especially at that. What is that? Seal HTS? Oh, shit. That shit's at $18 a piece. Oh, fuck me. All right. Telling you. Oh, speaking of that, let me show you some news I just found this morning. Let me see if I can pull the article up there, buddy. Might not have. Yeah, it was an article that I couldn't really move. Okay, I'll just tell you right now what the article was. The article, this is probably why, oh geez, I'm almost ready to cry. Son of Beach. Hold on, I'm gonna buy a little crypto right now on the show. I don't know if the thing was working right. The Hashpack wallet. I'm going to buy this one crypto. This is the weirdest thing. I'm executing a purchase. This is very strange. I'll have to let that go. That wallet's starting to act weird. Stargate. We talked about Stargate like a week ago, and I told you that some big fangs is going down with the Stargate thing. Well, Stargate just recently hooked up with HBAR, allowing HBAR to hook up with 40 different chains or whatever, right? That's what's explaining why my crypto in the Hashpack wallet is going insane. Like in the past, it's been going up $1,000 a day for the past 2 days. I'm like, oh shit, let's keep this up. Don't stop, won't stop. We talked about the Stargate. And so what's happening now is, oh God, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Hedera has a problem with liquidity. Well, not a problem. They haven't integrated more liquidity yet until just now. See, they linked up with Stargate. They now offer wrapped Ethereum that works on a Hedera network. So eventually, I don't understand all this stuff, but you'll probably be able to use Ethereum to buy shit on Hedera from now on. I mean, I'm looking at my wallet right now. I almost want to hug it and give it a kiss. Hold on, don't look. Just kidding. But I can't believe it. I'm staring at it like, what the hell? And it's only going up. All this shit is only going up. Look, there's a time and a place. And if you're watching Crypto Hulk Show, we're going after this shit aggressively. I'm not going to sit around like there's other channels, sit around with my thumb up my ass, watching these dumb moon boys talking about dumb shit. I'm trying to make money, right? Right. Just in the past 2 days, I made $2,000 off my Hedera wallet. I ain't touching it. Okay. What do I think of HeliaSwap? Well, we'll have to discuss that later. I'm on a show right now. Give me a call later and I'll tell you everything I know. I only got another $150 to go, and that'll be like the $2,000 mark from yesterday. I'm sure before the day's over. This is crazy. So we're here early. I've shifted kind of the way I do my show. You see, for the past 5 years, especially the past 4 years, when Gary Gensler has been in office, ain't shit happening in crypto. They locked the fucking door and went on a vacation for 4 years. And what you're going to notice if you were a $500 member, you get all the information you need. You could have put money into this Hashpack. I mean, I don't want to tell you how much I got in there, but I'm like shocked. I'm fucking shocked. I haven't put much money into my Hashpack wallet, maybe a couple grand, something like that. And that couple grand has turned into a whole lot of fucking money. And I'm like, whoa, we haven't even started yet. Oh shit. I mean, the seal coin, that shit's damn near $20 right now. I remember it was like a quarter when I started buying it or some shit, 25 cents or whatever. Now this shit's like $20. And you know what? I say it's going to hit 1,000. I say that seal HTS, I wouldn't be surprised if it hits $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not flinching. Well, that's why I got into it. And it's hard as hell to buy. I'm letting you know, take your time when you buy it because it's going to take you a long fucking time. Just chip away at it a little bit each day. Spend about 5-10 minutes. And you can probably buy one. But it's tricky. So that's why HBAR and all this Hashpack shit's going up is because now, and it has just started. I'm not selling off shit on this right here, okay? This hasn't even taken off. The plane is on the runway with the Hashpack wallet and all that cryptos in there, all these good little presents we got in there. Man, I just want to buy them, eat them all up. We haven't even taken off. Just think when this thing rips, I'll be looking at 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 in that Hashpack wallet. I'm like, yes. I'm just letting you know. If you get in early with Crypto Hulk channel, look, just get a membership for the first month. Let me get you squared away. So at least you know what the fuck's going on and you're ready. Okay? That's what's up. When this crypto takes off, I'm going to be busy with my existing members. And then new people are going to want to come in. I can only handle so many. So there you go. Take it for yourself. Crypto's not going to go slow. No. Like I almost made $2,000 just in one day off that wallet. I could literally have sold off shit right now and make $2,000. Not lying. I'm not showing you how much I got in there, but there's a lot of fucking money now in this Hashpack wallet. I'm truly shocked. If I were to, that's just one of my wallets on my phone. I'm like, what? I mean, that's a good chunk of change right there. Let me get back. So yeah. Stargate's coming in, opening up liquidity for, because you know, Hedera, a lot of that shit, it's hard to get, right? Buy, sell. Oh man. When they open up the liquidity, these little Hedera tokens and shit, you guys, they're not going to be cheap anymore. And you'll be like, oh, fuck, it's too late. I should have been a Crypto Hulk member and he could have schooled me on all this shit. Yeah, you fucked up. That $500 you spend for that first month, you can make thousands and thousands and thousands off of either investments in crypto, like right here, or some of the coins that we go over. Like last week, I made at least with my investments of only $300 in the cryptos, I made like $1,100 on my show. I bought before everybody because that's how I do it. But I was selling 4, 5, 6 hours after the show. Still pulled in $1,100 last week. Profit, okay. On the art coin, I made $450 profit. On the Volt meme coin I invested in, I flipped it that day, made $150. So in 2 days alone, that's $600. The next day we had Weekend. I talked about it again, flipped it, made $200. Then there was some Energy Web. I still got millions of those left, but made $300. So, and then the other one, SCOP, SCOP. Now that one I put in a good chunk of change, over $400. I let that one sit 6 hours, made $300 profit on that. So that's $1,400 last week. Oh, but I'm not making any money. Look, you just buy them and sell them like 4 or 5 hours later, man. I don't see when everybody dumped it in the beginning, not me. No. See, that's why I make money and you don't. Okay. That person, whoever it was, because look, when you buy a crypto at 2 zeros, let's say 0.002, whatever, right? What about the people that bought in at 0.003, like 3 zeros, 4 zeros? So when you first come in, those people, their little alerts on their phones, whatever, going off, oh, the crypto's up 30, 50%, whatever. They're the ones selling. Now, some of you guys sell too, but the vast majority of the people that got in when there's 6 zeros, 5 zeros, 4 zeros, 3 zeros, by the time you get in 2 zeros, they're all dumping. And at that initial dump, that's why there's just the beginning, there's an initial dump for all the people that bought in early, then you guys wipe them all out. They're all done. That's how the crypto is able to go up to 100, 136%, and there's no more dumps. Have you ever noticed that? After the first big dump, there's no more after that. Those people sold off. So after that big initial dump, it's only up from there. That's when I start selling 3, 4, 5 hours later, and it's easy. Bam, 70, 80%, I'm done. It's too fucking easy. But some of you don't have any fucking brains in your head, and you keep selling off after the initial dump. And there's a fucking pattern. Can you not see that? Like, do I need to strap that shit to your fucking forehead? All the people that bought way before you. Some people were in these coins a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. When you bump it up, they're selling it off. And then have you noticed? There's no more dumps after that. It's all free and clear. Freaking, I don't want to call people retards, but man, it's the same fucking thing every time. And then you get destroyed. And then I call you and say, how you go? How's it going? Oh, I don't make any money. Yeah, because you're fucking doing dumbass shit, okay? I keep telling you every single fucking time. And what do? Every time you fucking dump after the initial dump. That's why you end up with no fucking money, because you do the same fucked up, stupid shit every time. How do I make $1,400? I ain't selling after the initial dump. That's why. But all you guys, and then guess what? People that don't even watch my show, because the initial people a year ago bought the shit, they all dump it, you dump it, and then somebody who just came in to watch my show is like, oh, this shit's cheap, because you just dumped it, dummy. And they come in and buy this shit hella cheap, and that's why somebody right here is saying it's up 53%, so they go and they sell it. They put in $400, they wait a day or two, this person, and then now they sell it off, they just made 50%. Ta-da, and you made nothing. And you got notified first. You got notified before all these other people. And this person comes in off the street and makes money and you don't. I'm like, wow, that's fucking embarrassing, okay? Really, really fucking embarrassing. So give me a call so we can get you unfucked and back to making money, okay? Because whatever you're doing is very fucked up. I purposely did this. I purposely, last week, just for the fuck of it, wrote down trades and did not sell them during the show and cleared $1,400. And I'm saying to myself, how are these dumbasses not making any money to pay a membership fee? I'm just kind of curious, because I just made $1,400 doing dumb shit, buying it before a show and then selling it 6 to 8 hours later. It's all I did. It's too fucking easy to make money on this program. And it's like, I told you each day or whatever, okay, yesterday I made $450 on art, and it was like 3 p.m. when I sold it. I do the show at 7 a.m. and I sold it like 3 p.m. So, and the next day, Volt, I told y'all, I'm buying Volt. And what did some of these dumb shits say? Oh, that's a meme coin. Crypto Hulk can't possibly be buying that. Well, I did. I made $150 off it. I got in and out in about 4 hours. It's too fucking easy, okay? Quit doing the dumb shit, because you're not making any money that way. We got Honey Blonde 767. I only bought 100 seal HTS at $2 a piece. Now they're sitting at his value is sitting at $2,000. Thank you, Hulk. You the man. I mean, it's just simple shit like that. If you're a member of my program, call me up. I can hold your hand and we'll take a little walk, okay? We'll go get an ice cream cone. We can sit down on the park bench and we can talk about how we are going to unfuck you with your investing. Because these people are telling you right here how they're doing it. Steve Mariano, Seal Coin has had the best return so far. He bought it at $1.50. Now it's worth $20. But I'm not making any money because you need to get unfucked. You need to call Crypto Hulk and figure out what the fuck you're doing that's all messed up. All right, let's go with, because so my show, we do investing now because I'm not going to sit here on my fat ass and tell ghost stories until we get rich. I'm trying to make money all the way up. Why watch a program when you're not making any fucking money? I mean, I guess if you want to, you got nothing to do. I'm trying to get people to watch my show that want to be making money. I made like 4 or 5 trades last week. We had 4 or 5 cryptos last week that we made money on. I did. I made $1,400. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. That's profit. $1,400 in profit, free and clear. Just from doing simple shit. Nothing complicated. Nothing complicated. We got Scope. We got Spec Op says he bought 40 Seal HTS and it's now worth $1,200. Ta-da! Gee, Crypto Hulk, why am I not making any money? Because you need to call me up, man. Whatever you're doing is fucked up. Okay, let's get you unfucked so you can start making money. You should be pulling at least $300 to $400 a month watching my show. I mean, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, a minimum $300 to $400 a month, but like per week, on average, minimum $200 to $300 minimum. That's $800 to $1,200 a month. That should be minimum right there. Like without, I'm not even a trader, and I just pulled $1,400 in a week. You know, just because some people are like, oh, where I can't make any money. I just went out, I wrote shit down on purpose, did bonehead investing, and sold off 5, 6, 7, 8 hours after the show. And those are numbers right there, $1,400. Nothing fucking complicated about this shit. All right. Let's go with France. I want you to see what's being all set up. So yeah, you're going to see more and more HBAR, all that Hashpack crypto is going to start going because now they're integrating, they're having wrapped Ethereum and shit. So you can go into probably Hashpack one day with Ethereum, transfer your Ethereum to Hashpack and buy shit now and transfer that shit out to your wrapped Ethereum wallet, whatever it is, they're making it all interoperable. This Hashpack wallet's going to take off and all those Hashpack cryptos, you'll see. France. What do we got going in France, Crypto Hulk? Everybody, things are getting set up. France says it may block crypto companies licensed in other EU countries. Before I read this article, I just want to show you this is all being set up for a global crypto regulation. Here's what I feel. Global, remember I told you, we're all going to be slaves, okay? This crypto is designed to make us slaves. These people don't want to bank the unbanked. Are you serious? These rich people, oh, the poor, let's help the poor, let's bank the unbanked. They don't give a fuck about you and me. That shit is so fucking stupid. California lost $26 billion in money supposed to be for homeless and all the fire. No one got a fucking dime except all these LLCs that Governor Newsom and all his friends made and shit. These people are all fucking criminals. That's my opinion only. So here we got the same fucking thing. France. Remember when the French and Napoleon and Chef Boyardee and shit, and all these people back in the old days controlled, those kingdoms never truly ended. So there's still a part of that France that controlled the entire world. There's still a power broker this world today. What we're seeing here is France says to the whole European Union, we may not allow certain crypto companies in this country. But France is inside the EU. What France wants to do, France wants to control it all. Oh, je ne sais quoi. Est-ce que mange? Peugeot, do you drive a Peugeot? So what we got going on is the old king from France from like 500 years ago or whenever France was running the world, that body of people still has a lot of power. It's still controlling the whole world. We're seeing this right here. France is considering to ban European licenses from coming into their country. France is trying to gain control of all the crypto. That's what we're seeing right here. Let's go down. Go down to the section. It's written in dark black. It says France, Austria, Italy call for ESMA, that's ESMA, supervision of major crypto companies. France became the third country to call for the Paris-based, just happens to be in Paris, the European Security Market Authority. There's something called the European Securities Market Authority. It happens to be located in France. France wants that group to control all of Europe's crypto. Oh, interesting, Crypto Hulk. And I'm going to show you some interesting stuff here too. France wants this ESMA company that's inside of Paris, France, to take over supervision of major crypto companies. Oh, shit. I told you, trying to make everybody slaves. France is trying to take control of the world again. At least they're going to control Europe, right? You know how big crypto is going to be? If Paris gets control over this crypto, it's like taking it back to Napoleon Bonaparte, and then the French are going to run the world again. But maybe that world's all of Europe. Maybe they can't take over the whole world, although they might. But I just want you to see all this stuff's being set up in front of us. France is going to cause a big fucking problem. They now have Austria. Didn't they start 2 world wars, the country of Austria? I'm pretty sure they did. And you got Italy. Didn't they start a world war with Mussolini? That's World War II. Okay, I see how this is going. Austria, the only thing that came out of Austria that's good is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let me continue. So Austria's Financial Market Authority and Italy's Financial Market Regulator Commissioner Nazionale per la Société et la Borsa have also called regulatory supervision to be transferred to ESMA. So now these three, I'll tell you what, I'm an English major, and almost every single novel where there's 3 people, they all get into some bad stuff, except the 3 Musketeers. They're pretty cool. But anytime in American and British literature and shit, when you see 3, these guys are up to no good. So this is what we got going on right here. France is trying to take control of this shit. The 3 countries also backed revisions to MiCA, including stricter rules for crypto activities outside the EU, stronger cybersecurity oversight, and a review of how new token offerings are regulated. France is trying to take this shit. Now, let me show you something here. Ripple, look, Ripple's all part of this. Ripple is like the bitch boy of all the rich people, okay? This whole thing is all a setup. Let me show you this article right here. Because I want you to notice how America invents all this shit, and then just somehow France ends up controlling it. Like, how's that? How is France, anybody... If anybody should be in charge of crypto, it should be the United States, because all this shit came out of Silicon Valley and MIT and all this shit. How does all this shit end up being controlled in some other country? That's the setup right there. That's the tell. America is like the little bitch workhorse of the rich people running the world. I told you that there's 5 families, right? Now it's starting to look like Crypto Hulk knows what he's talking about, huh? What do we see right here in this article? Ripple Lab. Now, this is 2014. You can go on Ripple's webpage. They still have this article up. Probably after I talk about this, they'll take it off. But it says Ripple Labs announces Fedora Bank AG as first bank in the entire world to use the Ripple protocol. This is May 6, 2014. San Francisco made an announcement that their first bank in the world to integrate Ripple is Fedora Bank. Now, what's interesting, I want you to see something here, because Germany and France and Italy, these companies, I'm telling you, there's probably 10 rich families running the world, 5 or 10. And they're from the old world empire, the French, somebody in Rome, which is Italians. The Roman Empire is still alive. It's the Vatican. But let's continue on to this crypto stuff. I don't want to get mixed up in all this other stuff here. It's going to get the channel taken off. If we find out too much truth, the channel gets taken off. Fedora Bank, right here. If you look under the section called History, in 2016, so from 2014, it was Ripple. 2016, France takes over that bank. I just thought that was interesting. I'm not saying it means anything, although I know that it does. Ripple starts off with a German bank, first time in the world. They run crypto, everything works. After 2 years, France takes it. France controls it. It did its job. They shut it down in like 2023. All done. Mission accomplished, Ripple. That's all this shit is. Remember Ripple Singapore? They had gold, silver, commodities, all shit. Then they shut that project down. It's still around because it worked. It worked. All this shit is, when you see Ripple do something and they work on a project and it's supposed to be really, really big, and then they just kind of fizzle away. This happens all the time with Ripple. It's because it worked. They tried different things and it works. And they're getting ready for it to roll out. So here's Fedora Bank goes to France. Now look at this article here. Let's talk about the XRP ledger. You know, the ledger that everything in the world's going to run on, right? That's what it is, the XRP ledger. Well, why was that given to France? Are we seeing a common pattern here? I am. I'm seeing a common pattern. Here's this article here. What's the title? The Evolution of the XRP Ledger Foundation. A new era for the XRP ledger. What is this new era? Go down to where it says it's written in black, dark black. A significant milestone. The incorporation of the new foundation, a new foundation for the XRP ledger. What? Go to the second paragraph. The XRP Ledger Foundation will now operate under French law. Are you hearing me? So they get Fedora Bank, Ripple's first bank. Ripple's first ledger, they get that too. Ripple has other ledgers. They don't talk about this shit, but David Schwartz kind of does. They've got private ledgers, all kinds of ledgers. They just don't talk about them, okay? The XRP Ledger Foundation will operate under French law with the Paris Court of Appeals having exclusive jurisdiction. Oh, wait a second, Crypto Hulk. Well, wait, there's more. Here's the Interledger protocol. Here is the actual nuts and bolts of the actual XRP ledger, and it was given to the World Wide Web Association. Here's that article right here. This is out of Wikipedia. The title of this entry is called Interledger Foundation. Let's have a little story time, shall we? The Interledger Foundation is a US-based. So the Interledger Foundation is something that is US-based, okay? It's a nonprofit corporation. Well, who made it? Well, according to Wikipedia, it's Stefan Thomas and Evan Schwartz. That's David Schwartz's brother. They published this in 2015, okay? What it is, it says right here, the document described a communication protocol to enable interoperable payments by acting as a universal translator among different financial networks. This is about to get really, really deep quick here. Hold on. Make sure you're in a seated position with your crash helmet on and your seat belts fastened. We have Fedor Bank, Ripple's first bank. It's German. Stefan Thomas, German. Why is everybody at Ripple with these names like Stefan Thomas, Ivan Schwartz? Like, why all these German-sounding names? I don't know, just a coincidence, right? Why is there David Schwartz, Evan Schwartz, Rebecca Schwartz, all working at Ripple at the same time? Is it possible a startup company that's probably got 20 people? How do you just happen to pick 3 people with the last name of Schwartz? I don't know. Sounds to me, and what's with all this German connection stuff? I don't know. Maybe I'm just smoking too much hash lately. So we got Fedor Bank eventually goes to France after 2 years. Then we got the Ripple XRP ledger that gets taken control of by France. Then we got the Interledger protocol that Ripple invented. They give that to the World Wide Web. I assume France is a big player with that too. If I looked up the World Wide Web and who has the most whatever in there, it's probably France got the most people. Do you see like something's happening right now? America seems to invent all this shit and it kind of goes over to France to control it. France and Germany, Switzerland. These are things that I'm seeing. I can't explain them, but you know what I can do?
Although you get it back some bullshit.
I can hit the BS meter. So that's a little history lesson for you. I know it's kind of a lot to throw at a lot of people, but there's something going on. I don't have answers. I'm not in that social circle. I'm sitting here just like you, but I'm very observant and I watch things and I do my deep dives and I find all this cool ass shit. And then I have more questions than answers. When I do a deep dive like this, I have more questions. Now I want to know, why the fuck is everything going over to France? Why would Ripple design the world's Interledger protocol? It goes in, it gets plugged right into the internet. It's been sitting there for 10 years waiting for everybody to get on crypto payments. That's what it's for. Remember, the Interledger protocol, if you were to read that, it says it's a what? Universal translator. Oh, yeah. Now, you know what that is? It's Codius. Oh, shit. It's Codius. I'm not going to get into this right now. Right, meow. But if you want to know what Codius is, let me show you something here. I'm going to give you something. Do a copy and a paste. I want you to go into Grok. Go into Grok. What I want you to do is copy that. What I just gave you, copy that, go into Grok, and check it out. Tell me what you see. I'm going to do it right now. Right, meow. Grok, find this article. I type that in. Then bam. It's sure taking a while. And it pumped it out. This isn't like the whole entire one, but it's good enough. So what am I showing you here? Welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. It started getting real all of a sudden with the censorship. Once I posted that, all of a sudden, then the picture got all funny and my camera turned off. And what we have is this. What you see is not what it is. What you watch on the news and stuff is nothing about what the truth is. The truth is on this channel. That's why they hide my show more than any other channel. What you're seeing on my channel is what I've found as evidence. You've got Ripple, who's not Ripple. It's the government and all these things. They made something called the Interledger protocol. They plugged it inside of the internet for crypto payments. They've been working for the past 11 years to get the whole entire world hooked up on the slave system that normal people call cryptocurrency, okay? If you look at the evidence I provide, none of this shit makes sense. How would Ripple create some thing called the Interledger protocol that's going to help the whole world interoperate and then just give it to the internet? Makes no fucking sense, right? Why would Ripple give up control of this Interledger protocol, this XRP ledger, and just give it to France? Does that make any sense? No, none of this shit makes sense because it's not, it's a plan. That's what it is. You're watching on my program you're watching a clarity that no other channel has as far as cryptocurrencies. I'm showing you what they're doing right in front of your face, how it's all being laid out and set up with the testing. Ripple's testing all this shit. This Ripple Singapore, Ripple Russia, Ripple China. Why doesn't Ripple ever talk about Ripple Russia? Why don't you go to a Ripple conference and go ask your wonder superhero, David Schwartz and Brad Garlinghouse, ask them about Ripple Russia and Ripple China. And if you could comment on how you gave Russia Z payment and put them on the XRP ledger. David Schwartz, can you explain that to everybody? You know what? He's going to look around like he doesn't know what I'm talking about. He's going to walk. He's like, you must have had Crypto Hulk tell you to ask that question. How do you get Ripple Russia and Ripple China, Brad Garlinghouse? How did you guys hook that one up? Oh, that's a non-disclosure. We can't talk about that one. Oh, yeah. That's right. You hooked up the Chinese government and the Russian government. Okay. I've been talking about that for 3 years. These other channels have had no idea about any of the shit for the past 3 years I'm talking about. That's how I find all these cryptos that we invest in and we make money. That's how I made $1,400 last week profit, because I look up cryptos that nobody else has and we talk about them, we invest in them, and we make money. That's why people pay $500 because they want information you can't get anywhere else. If you watch these other channels, they're giving out all this information. That's not secret information then. I can't make money off that. So for me personally, I can't watch people like if I'm not making money off it, then what's entertainment? I guess I could watch it for entertainment. But I think I'd rather have $1,400 than be entertained for 15 minutes on somebody's show each day. Well, unless there's a certain entertainer, then okay, I see your point, Crypto Hulk. I might have to go with that special kind of entertainer. All right. Let me click out of that. Wikipedia, Smart Oracles. So I'll leave that Smart Oracles one alone. There's that page. Okay, comments. Dry claps. I just had to look at my Seal Coin wallet. We seal cute cheeks on this channel. Crypto banana. Not John McAfee says HTTPS X402. I remember the placeholder saved for later. See, none of this makes sense, does it? I'll talk about it a little bit for brand new people so we can peep you up on some game. So the internet was discovered to us, and the internet was released to the public in 1997. It wasn't until 2000. Okay, so the internet was designed for slavery of everybody in the world. The government invented it. DARPA and all that other stuff, DOD and shit. 3-letter agencies and all that. So it was released to us in 1997. You didn't have a method of universal payment. Because remember, there's MasterCard, Visa, then you got pounds and dollars. And so there's all kinds of, it's a clusterfuck. It wasn't until 2015, 14, when Stefan Thomas and Evan Schwartz, David's brother, they created, along with hundreds of government agent people, they created something called the Interledger Protocol. Now, when they made the internet in 1997, they left a space where we can plug in like a USB drive. I'm just saying, I'm using this not in a literal sense, but in a figurative sense, where literally in the internet, you could plug in a computer program for global payments. They left, that's called X402. So if you look at the framework, it's like, I don't know, they just built it in. So what happened was 17 years later, Ripple, AKA Secret Government Project company out of San Francisco, created what's called the Interledger Protocol. It's like a computer program, a USB drive. And what do? They stuck it into the internet, and that's the XRP ledger with the Interledger Protocol right there. Now, that's 2014. Here we are 11 years later. Now, also during that time, they had something called Codius. They also invented that. And that's a universal translator as well. So Codius is native client company, Googlebot native client. It's sandboxed code. That's the magic. So it's a smart oracle. So you've heard of virtual machines, right? You got the Solana virtual machine, Ethereum virtual machine. Okay. What Codius did is replace virtual machines, because virtual machine technology comes out of the 1960s. So it's an old technology. Not that it's bad. It's just not as good as Codius, which are smart oracles. So you've heard of oracles, Chainlink's an oracle. Ethereum's got smart contracts, and I think oracles, I'm not sure. But what Ripple provided are smart oracles, a replacement for virtual machines. That's what that is, okay? And all that is built into Codius. It's sandboxed code. So what Codius can do, it's a protocol that can interoperate with every other single internet protocol. And that's what I believe is built into Interledger Protocol is Codius. And then it was gifted to the World Wide Web to plug into X402. Now what we're waiting for is the whole world just to use crypto. When everybody gets on a crypto to use crypto, that's how this thing will work, the Interledger Protocol. That's what it runs on, crypto. So it's the internet's already in waiting to run on the XRP ledger, pretty much. That's the end game. And speaking of end, we're right at the end of this show. Salvador Ramirez, thank you very much, says, thanks, Crypto Hulk, for all your valuable crypto information. It's a lot of work on this channel to learn this stuff, But when I teach you this, then you start to see, wait a second, yeah, this shit really is all set up. Yep. And you're like, damn, Crypto Hulk. Now, because the more you watch this program, at first I'm going to be talking about shit you don't understand. I'm going to be saying things you just think are impossible. Then when I start drilling down and showing you the basics, you're like, the internet was given to us in 1997, but it didn't have a payment method in it, a universal payment method. That's the X402, HTTP 402. Then 17 years later, that little plug-in, they stuck the USB plug in the internet and made it interoperable with Codius. And they called it the Interledger protocol. And here we are all these years later now, trying to get this going. When all this thing takes off, world dominant, the slave system will have started. It hasn't started yet. Once the Black Swan happens and we flip the switch into a brand new a cryptocurrency payments world, then you can have all kinds of value. You could tokenize your house and use that to go buy a car. Like everything of value will be on the internet tokenized. Then we'll be off paper. Nobody will really be using paper. I think at one point they'll stop making paper, probably in 10 years from now. I don't know, 10, 20 years from now, it'll all be gone. Then it'll just be a completely digital world where the government can control your money. It's going to not be good. I'm glad I'm at this age. I probably won't have to see all this shit go bad. I'll probably be in an age where we'll be rich and I can buy all kinds of shit. And then, I don't know, 20 years from now or something, when I'm 75 and all that, I could say adios. And then all that slave system shit really kicks in. I don't know. Maybe it kicks in immediately. I'm just hoping. I have hopium, but you never know. I don't think it'll last long. I think we'll have about a few good years and it'll just start getting all communist. Some kind of Democrat will get in office or a pretend Republican will get in office and flip it and make us all slaves. Just buy more XRP. Caleb Brown, hold your assets. All right. I think that'll do it. Zoltar for president. We'll see. Okay, I think that'll do it. I'll try to make a show on the PM. If I have a show, it should be at around 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. I got to find news. I don't have any. So I'll see y'all on my next broadcast.